The energy after day 2 of the concert was supposed to be pure celebration. Fans were still buzzing, social media was exploding with clips, and the unforgettable moments from the stage continued to spread across the internet like wildfire. But behind the bright lights, explosive performances, and smiling faces, something unexpected happened. Something that left fans emotional and deeply concerned about Jungkook. And perhaps the most heartbreaking part of all was the reaction from Park Jimin, who reportedly could hardly believe what he had just heard. The second day of the concert had been magical. BTS once again proved why they remain one of the most powerful acts in the world. Every stage felt electric. Every performance carried emotion. The cheers from ARMY were deafening, filling the venue with warmth and love. Jungkook gave everything on stage, as he always does. His vocals were powerful, his dancing sharp, and his stage presence impossible to ignore. Fans noticed how energetic he looked, laughing during interactions and exchanging playful moments with Park Jimin throughout the night. To everyone watching, everything seemed perfect. But sometimes, the brightest smiles hide the deepest emotions. As the concert ended and the members began leaving the stage, something about Jungkook felt different. Fans close enough to observe his expressions noticed subtle changes. The smile that had stayed on his face for most of the concert began fading. His eyes, usually sparkling with mischief or warmth, looked distant. Some assumed he was simply exhausted after another intense performance. But those who know him well understand one thing. When Jungkook grows quiet, something is usually on his mind. Backstage, according to those close to the group, the atmosphere shifted. The members were still talking excitedly about the show. There was laughter, compliments, relief after another successful performance. Then Jungkook reportedly sat down in unusual silence. He stared at the floor for a moment, almost as if trying to gather courage. Then he finally spoke. His voice was calm but heavy. "I need to say something." Those words alone were enough to catch everyone's attention, especially Park Jimin. Jimin immediately turned toward him. Over the years, he has become one of the members most sensitive to Jungkook's emotional state. He notices tiny changes others might miss, a brief pause, a forced smile, a shift in tone. And in that moment, he sensed something serious. What happened next reportedly stunned everyone. Jungkook admitted that despite the successful concert, he felt like he had disappointed people. The room fell silent. Disappointed? How could that be possible? Fans had screamed his name all night. His performance had been incredible. Social media was filled with praise. Yet Jungkook's heart seemed burdened by something no one else had fully seen. He confessed that during the concert, there were moments when he felt he wasn't performing at the level he expected from himself. Small mistakes, tiny imperfections, moments almost nobody noticed, but he did. That is the thing about Jungkook. He is often his own harshest critic. Where fans see brilliance, he sometimes sees flaws. Where others see perfection, he sees room for improvement. And on this night, those feelings hit harder than usual. "I keep thinking I could have done better," he reportedly said. The words broke hearts instantly, because fans know this side of him well. Behind his incredible talent lies relentless pressure. Since debuting at a young age, Jungkook has carried enormous expectations, not just from the industry or the public, but from himself. He always wants more. Better vocals, better performance, better stage presence. He never stops pushing. And while that drive helped shape him into a global star, it also comes with emotional weight. Then came the moment that shook Park Jimin the most. Jungkook admitted he had felt emotionally overwhelmed during parts of the concert. Not because of failure, but because he suddenly realized how much had changed. The crowd, the years, the journey, the memories. Standing on stage after everything they had gone through, he was hit by a wave of emotion he hadn't expected. He looked around and thought about the younger version of himself, the teenage boy who entered the industry full of dreams and fear. Would that younger Jungkook believe this moment? Would he believe thousands would chant his name? Would he believe he would stand here with his members, stronger than ever? That realization became overwhelming. And then Jungkook said something that reportedly left Jimin speechless. "I'm scared of losing this." Just one sentence, but its emotional weight was immense. Park Jimin reportedly stared at him in disbelief, because beneath Jungkook's words was a fear many artists rarely say out loud. Fear of change, fear of time, fear that beautiful moments cannot last forever, fear of losing connections that feel like home. For someone like Jungkook, who spent nearly his entire youth with the members, those fears run deep. BTS is not just a group to him. It is family, identity, home. So when he spoke about fear, everyone understood this wasn't about one concert. It was much bigger. Jimin's reaction became the emotional center of the night. Those who know their bond understand why. Park Jimin has always had a special way of grounding Jungkook. Their relationship has been built on years of teasing, affection, support, and emotional honesty. Jimin understands the side of Jungkook that the cameras don't always capture. Instead of immediately speaking, Jimin reportedly moved closer. Then he said something simple, but powerful. "Why are you carrying that alone?" That question hit deeply, because often, Jungkook carries emotional burdens quietly. He protects others. He minimizes his own pain. He smiles. He jokes. He performs. And many never see what happens beneath the surface. Jimin continued, reminding him of something important. He told Jungkook that perfection was never what made fans love him. It was his sincerity, his passion, his effort, his heart. The fact that he cared so much already proved everything. Then Jimin said words that reportedly brought tears to Jungkook's eyes. "You don't have to be perfect for us." Silence. Emotion filled the room. The members understood exactly what was happening. This wasn't just post-concert exhaustion. This was emotional release. Months, perhaps years, of pressure surfacing at once. Even the strongest people reach limits. Even golden magnates feel pain. And sometimes all they need is someone who understands. Jungkook reportedly lowered his head, trying to hold back tears. But emotion won. For a moment, the superstar disappeared. What remained was simply Jungkook, the young man who had given his entire youth to music, to performance, to the people he loves. He admitted something else. Sometimes he worries that fans expect too much. Not because ARMY pressures him intentionally, but because he loves ARMY so deeply that he wants to give them everything. Every performance feels personal. Every mistake feels